Game 4 of the 2013 Greendale Panther football season. Tonight we have the Clash of the Titans as the Greendale Panthers will be hosting the Pewaukee Pirates. These are two of the top teams in the Woodland West and come in tonight with an undefeated record. This game will also determine who will have the inside track of winning the conference crown. Greendale would be receiving first to start the game. Right off the bat, quarterback Josh Ringelberg would throw a bubble pass to speedster Mitchell Breeze, who then took up off the right sideline and almost broke it for a touchdown. On the very next play, Ringelberg would pitch the ball to running back Jake Sawicki, who got loose up the left sideline behind a bone-crushing block by fellow teammate Ty Ramirez to go untouched 32 yards for the score. Frankie Rakowski would split the uprights, and Greendale was now on the board first by a score of 7-0 with 11:27 left in the opening quarter of play. After the ensuing kick, the Pirates would be starting from their 15 after a close call with a fumble. 7 plays later, they were forced to punt from their 31. After the return, the Panthers' offense would begin from their 46. 8 plays later, Ringelberg ran the same play he did earlier, netting the same result as Sawicki scampered 34 yards for Greendale's second TD of the game. Rakowski's kick was good, making a score of 14-0 with 4:46 left in the first quarter. The Pirates would start from their 20 for their next drive. 9 plays later, they reached the end zone as quarterback Ben Tepes connected with Ryan Stepanovich for a 9-yard touchdown pass. Kicker Jacob Stern would make the extra point, cutting Greendale's lead by a score of 14-7 with 51 seconds still left in the first quarter. Ringelberg would set his offense up on the 29 after the kick. They were forced to punt, going 3 and out. On the play, however, the Pewaukee return man made an ill-advised decision on trying to get the ball after it bounced with too many Panthers around, and he ended up bumbling the ball back to Greendale on the Pirates' 31. Plays later, Sawicki would bulldoze his way in on a straight-ahead handoff for Greendale's third TD of the night. The point after try was good, making a score 21-7 with 9:21 now left in the second quarter. Pewaukee would start their next drive from their 31. The fast Panther defense was all over them, forcing them to punt, going 3 and out. After the kick, Greendale would be starting from their 24. They too had to punt as they went 3 and out as well. After a short kick, the Pirates would begin from their 40. Plays later, Pirate running back Jordan Jones got loose up the middle and scampered 49 yards for a Pewaukee touchdown. Stern split the uprights, and the Pirates closed the Panthers' lead by a score of 21-14 with 5:09 left in the first half. After a nice return, Greendale would begin their drive on their 33. 9 plays later, Ringelberg would roll to his right on 4th and goal and found Cody Metz in the back of the end zone, who did a nice job of getting his feet down for the score. Rakowski nailed the kick, making the score 28-14 with 1:01 left in the first half. Pewaukee would get the ball back and run 5 plays before the first half came to an end. The Pirates would get the ball first to start the second half. They rattled off 6 plays before having to line up for a punt as they were looking at a 4th and 8 from Greendale's 37. On the would-be punt play, they would run a fake by throwing a pass to one of the receivers, but Greendale was able to prevent the receiver from getting to the sticks. During the play, a whistle was blown by one of the refs signaling that forward progress was stopped, but at the same time, Greendale stripped the ball and recovered it 5 yards down the field. Apparently, the officials had no clue what to do, for it took them 9 minutes to try and figure it out. They eventually placed the ball where the receiver's forward progress was stopped, of which Greendale would take over. 8 plays later, Ringelberg would find Breeze in the back of the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown pass, capping off a 73-yard drive. This time the kick would be blocked, making the score 34-14 with 5:22 left in the third quarter. Pewaukee was now behind the 8 ball as they would be starting their next drive from their 20. They were forced to punt from their 17, going 3 and out. After the kick, the Panthers ended up starting from their 40. To line up for a punt after Ringelberg misfired to a wide-open match down the field on 3rd down. On the play, however, Greendale tried catching Pewaukee sleeping by faking the punt, of which the Pirates were wide awake and stopped the Panthers short of the first down marker. They would now take over 1st and 10 on Greendale's 48. Panthers forced the Pirates to line up for a punt after 3 plays. It was the Pirates' turn to try and fake punch, which they were successful, thus keeping their drive alive. plays later, however, Greendale's Brandon Cook would intercept the Pirate pass, stopping them dead in their tracks on Greendale's 21. Five plays later, Ringelberg would get hit in the backfield and fumble the ball, of which the Pirates would recover on the Panther 31. There was now 10:34 left in the game. Panthers defense did a great job of stopping the Pirates as they ended up turning the ball over on downs back to the home team. Greendale was now on their 34. They ended up turning the ball over on downs 9 plays later, but they took a lot of clock with them. Pewaukee now had the ball on their 16-yard line and were down by 20 with 5:44 left in the game. Six plays later, they reached the end zone as Pirate running back Colin Stenner carried it in from 1 yard out for the score. The extra point was good, making the score 34-21 with 3:57 remaining in the game. The Pirates would of course need to try an onside kick in order to get the ball back. That failed, so Greendale would take over on their 45. It was here where Greendale could have put the game away as Ringelberg threw a pass in the direction of Breeze, who had his guy beat, but he couldn't hold on to the ball, so the Panthers would have to punt from their 47. With time in short supply, Pewaukee would have to start from their 8. The Panthers looked to have possibly stopped them, but on a 3rd and long play, Greendale would get called for a personal foul on a supposed hit to the head, which wasn't the case at all, so that would keep the Pirates' drive alive. At this point, it was starting to become evident that the officials were having problems making the correct calls all night. 8 plays later, Pewaukee reached the end zone on a 9-yard pass from Tempest to Eric Letson. The point after try was good, making the score 34-28 with just 39 seconds left in the game. Pewaukee was forced to try another onside kick attempt, but that failed, so Greendale would take over on their 44. Pewaukee was out of timeout, so all Ringelberg had to do was take 2 knees to end the game. The final score would be Greendale 34, Pewaukee 28. As in the recent games, the teams playing Greendale just have trouble defending all of their weapons throughout the entire game. The Panthers just spread you out to create soft spots and running lanes and forcing you to make solid open field tackles. Of course, you could take that away by loading up the box, but then Greendale will just resort to the air with their sure-handed fast receivers and their accurate throwing quarterback. Pewaukee is geared more to running the ball, and because of that, they seem to struggle a little more when they have to pass. That concept works fine unless, of course, you are behind and you need to score points quickly. Greendale will now take to the road and head to Berlin and take on the Berlin Eisenhower Lions. They are struggling this year, but if you look at these two teams' past history, you will discover that anything can happen when they play each other. This game will start at 7 o'clock. Hope to see you all there. So long.